Okay.
Yes.
9 out of 10 overall. And we can move on to topic 3.
Topic 3. All right.
Jacob's gonna run.
Yes, I'm running this topic. So, for here, we're doing a review of BoA's 9th full album.
Jesus Christ.
So
Nine.
remember this year she released her first mini album.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Her first mini album.
And her 9th studio album, full length album.
Yeah. I love that she pretty much only comes out with full albums. Honestly, I will not complain.
Technically, It's not even her 9th. It's her 20th because she has 11 Japanese albums.
Yeah, you cannot ignore her Japanese discography because that's just as important and valid of music releases as I do.
It's her 9th Korean album.
I need to find all her Japanese albums online so I can just literally have her entire discography with 500
I mean,
songs.
I have her earlier albums on on cassette.
VHS.
Jesus Christ. No, but that's how old, that's how long BoA's career is that we're still getting, or her SM was putting it out on freaking cassette tape, and that's normal. So that's how tenured she is.
So, all right, I guess we'll start it right off. By the way, the album's called The Woman. So to start it off, we have the title track of the same name, Woman. So right off the bat, this song instantly blew me away as soon as it started. You have to watch this with the MV because the
screenshot that Nate picked is of that.
Yeah. It starts out with these footsteps and heels, and then boom, walks in. BoA comes walking in, literally upside down and floating in the air. It's so good.
And she's actually
she even does it. She even does it in the live
walking
performance.
In the air. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's part of the choreography. I love it. I think it was Cooper in the Discord. He was like, Michael Jackson moonwalk who?
Oh, shit. But no, just the amount of core strength you need to be able to do something like this is, and granted, BoA has abs of steel, even compared to other crazy fitness nuts like Soyu or whatever. But yeah, just the amount of strength that you need to be able to carry yourself like that is just insane. And I was just like, can we legitimately nominate this for best choreography just for this one move?
Easily. No, seriously, easily. Also BoA, she is easily one of my favorite K-pop dancers. She always,
oh, definitely,
that's always a highlight in her performance, and she always blows me away with it. So onto the song, actually, the bass line in the song is really, really great. These synth basses, and I think it's synth at least. Yeah, it definitely is. It makes the song a lot of fun, and especially in the chorus, it's just super, super catchy, and I was definitely blown away by this. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, see, so actually, I won't say I'm the opposite, but obviously the choreo and the music video blew me away. But for the song, to me, it just felt like another BoA single.
Boo.
It's not bad, and I did the
yeah.
bass. I did like the bass part. I like how minimalistic the instrumentals are, and how it picks up for the chorus. But it just didn't feel. It didn't sound like something new. It sounded like just standard BoA, which at the beginning, the first 3 songs kind of are that way. So at first I was prepared to not actually like this album that much, just because it felt like it was gonna be more BoA. But then after the first 3 songs, it picks up amazingly. We'll get there, but yeah, I actually overall I like the song a lot because I love BoA, but it didn't blow me away or anything.
I mean, obviously anything with a sick-ass bass line is going to blow me away. I mean, this is the year of sick-ass bass lines, essentially, or just the month of sick-ass bass lines, so I'm going to like it. As for the visual aspects outside of the upside-down walking, the wig's a bit weird. I'm just
oh yeah, the blonde wig.
Oh, and the freaking green wig. I was just oh, no.
Oh, the green one. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Good thing that only shows up for 2 seconds.
2 seconds, and I'm just yeah, that's more than enough. I definitely still enjoyed the song, just again mostly with how fluid it goes into the choreography, and I feel BoA is unmatched. and also the lyrics are self-written by BoA, and she does a lot of self-writing and self-production on this album, which is really cool. Also, the one thing I love about BoA is that maybe just because she's tenured at this point and she was never like in a group, is just she's one of the few female artists in K-pop that's not restrained to like, because a lot of like female groups in K-pop are literally the only topic they sing about is, oh, I might have a crush on you, but my fans would kill me, so I can't admit it. And like BoA is just like this like girl power essentially. So it's cool to see her
BoA's like woman power.
Yeah, basically, it's cool to like I could never imagine BoA doing that kind of like bullshit, honestly, because it doesn't speak to her character, to her style of music, honestly. So
she's beyond that at this point.
Yeah, she's way beyond that at this point. You can't restrict her in that sort of way, which is why
I don't think her fans would do that in this stage.
Hell no, anyways. Because most K-pop fans aren't really appreciative of BoA. That's the thing. We could probably have an entire podcast of how under fucking appreciated BoA is.
Also, most BoA fans from back in the day probably have kids now, so like they're like, fuck if they care.
You kids and your stray kids and I don't know, basically.
It's these fucking Luna stands. They're just going around ruining everything like Army
we had
on
BoA back
Twitter.
In my day.
Yeah, basically, and yeah, it's just. I just keep hoping that every time she puts out music, she gets more and more popular to like the newer ones. But no, this album came out about like a week ago, and it's only at 2.7 million views for the woman music video, and it has like one of the greatest choreography, like greatest intros like in all of K-pop ever, and no one's gonna notice it because BoA is a lot older than they are. So,
yep. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy too, because BoA does not look like she's 31.
No.
She doesn't look like she's any older than like 25. But
yeah, I don't know. Like BoA is like the definition of fountain of youth at this point. I'm just like, yo, is she like the same age as like, I don't know, like Sulky or something like that?
Jeez, it's just crazy to me.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, how awesome would that be, a Solgi and BoA performance? Because they're both like amazing. 100% sure. Like I'm sure a big reason.
It can happen, BoA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like
she's
a big
a director.
reason.
She can do what she wants.
Yeah, BoA or Solgi definitely probably went to like SM because she wants to be like BoA.
Well, I mean like, that's why dancing. That's why a lot of the female editors went to SM. Like
they want to be BoA.
Like Tiffany, like straight out said, like she went to SM because she wanted to be like BoA. Like that's like a huge impact. Yeah,
my favorite comment on Reddit, she's like, she's your bias's bias's bias or something like that. Yeah, like everyone in Korea like just is obsessed with her. So put some respect on that name.
I mean, she's like we were saying how SNSD were the pioneers for girl groups. Like she was the
pioneer,
like the first one. I feel like, you know what I mean.
I gotta cut us off for a second, Andrew. You literally just talked about it, but 17 minutes ago, the My Side music video came out for Stray Kids.
Oh no! What do you want to do?
No, we'll talk about it on releases. But it's just funny that I saw that pop up.
Oh my god. Okay, just cut to the next song.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, sorry for the cut. We're gonna go to the next song.
I thought you'd just leave it in.
Oh, whatever. I guess maybe we'll do that. Who cares?
Yeah.
Sorry for awkwardness, audio listeners. Anyways, next song is called "Like It," and this song I really really enjoyed the vibe of. Like her singing is very like light and like lightweight, I guess is the way I'd put it. And then like it kind of just like builds into a good chorus that like fills up the soundstage like quite a lot. So I like that a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I like how chill.
I feel like I tongue-tied myself a lot in that, but whatever.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I like how chill the beginning is and how intense it gets after it picks up. Like you said, it really fills. I thought the "I like it" part's like a little grating though.
Yeah, I thought so as well the first time I listened to it.
I like it. No, not just because I'm
saying it. I like it now. Yeah.
not just because I'm saying like the lyrics, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've only listened to it once, so maybe it'll grow on me. But yeah, I thought it was grating.
I've listened to this album like literally 10 times.
Oh already. yeah. I've listened to this like when I was playing Magic, I was just spamming this album. Like, yeah, that's listening to music is the only way I don't just like choke in like Melee or like when I'm playing Magic, because I get like performance anxiety or something like that. But no, like this was what I was listening to most of the time. So what I really want to highlight here is the production, which is done by Caesar and Louis. Just of some of their repertoire over the past few years. It's Singing in the Rain by Jinsol, Red Flavor by Red Velvet, All Night by SNSD, and coincidentally, Underwater by Monsta X. And yeah, I already
amazing.
I went on about how much I didn't like the production, or like how much I didn't like the switch in that song, but I mean, I like everything else on that list, including this song. So I could definitely feel a similar DNA throughout the all these sort of tracks, and it's one of the favorites, easily one of my favorites on this album. Though that's kind of like picking like what's like 1A or 1B at this point, honestly, just because there's so much good on here.
I think that's definitely like an amazing track record, including this song. Like, holy crap! What'd you say, Red Flavor?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And Singing in the Rain, which is like my favorite.
Oh, yeah, Singing in the Rain, Jinsol, yeah, Luna.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, so next is Irreversible, which I believe was the lyrics were done by BoA on this, right?
Yes, self-produced, self-written, and self-composed.
Amazing. This is actually one of my favorite songs on the album, so like that makes it that much better. Again, like I like how it starts off like pretty empty, and her singing is much more like understated and like gentle, and like as it kind of gets into the chorus, it kind of, you know, I don't know, it picks up power, but it still retains the gentleness, I guess, throughout the song, which I really, really liked on that. I think, yeah. Okay, never mind that. Again, another point I'm just going to throw out because I can't elaborate on it.
Take another point off.
67.
67. Yeah, I mean, it's classic BoA, chill R&B. Great vocals as expected, but yeah, that didn't, like I said, the first three songs, like, I like it was a little bit more, but the like woman in this was just more BoA, it felt like to me, which isn't a bad thing, but I was hoping for something a little different, and luckily I got it from the next like 8 songs, but this was another one that was just like, yeah, it's classic BoA.
I don't know, I just have an appreciation for BoA's sort of the sort of aura, or the sort of like provenance she brings to songs. Like, I'd say that like the reason why I think this style of like moody electro pop kind of works for her is because she kind of has, like, I know we compare her to like a lot of people, but she's kind of, if you really think about it, she's kind of like the Korean like Madonna or like Kylie Minogue, in which she sort of like excels with this type of track, which is not surprising why she chose to self-produce this, or self-compose it, and it has a very similar sort of feel to those like 80s and 90s like electro pop synth pop like moody style tracks. So yeah, again, like you were talking about Jacob, where just the verses are just mostly just that bass line and just like some type of small like synth track, and like some like hi-hats, like electronic hi-hats, and then it definitely picks up in sort of just like, it sounds a lot more full during the chorus, but still it manages to retain the overall sort of like mood of the song. It doesn't necessarily change it in that way, and yeah, for her to be like writing this level of music is, I do still have to commend that. And yeah, I still do appreciate this, even though it might just be, granted, I don't know, standard BoA is such a changing metric at this point, because if you really think about the progression that she's made from like the late 90s to like now, it's just insane to see like just the progression she's made in terms of,
yeah, the progression she's made in 20 years, but like,
yeah,
when I say standard BoA, I mean the last like 5 years of BoA.
I guess
this is like what she's been putting out.
Yeah,
and don't take it wrong, like I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It just didn't blow me away.
Yeah, I'd say like if it was similar to like, I guess where I'd like draw that sort of arrow is probably like from like Kiss My Lips onward, probably.
Yeah.
Which is why
maybe at like the Shadow Only one.
Yeah, Shadow Only one is where I put it, which is 6 years.
Yeah, like pretty much my only exposure to BoA was just like, it was like only one, and after that it was just Kiss My Lips. So there's just like a huge gap of like before and between that. So I mean, like maybe I'm just not as tired of this style from her yet.
I mean, I'm not tired at all.
I have a preference for it, I definitely, or especially because Kiss My Lips is just like I feel like one of her best songs ever released until this one that's like literally like coming up after Irreversible, but we'll get there.
Just go listen to Hurricane Venus over and over. And learn about
Hurricane.
Yeah, but I just love
so good.
Electronic Manic Supersonic Bionic Energy.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember
yeah.
what it was. It was like so good. So good. All right, anyways, next song is called Encounter. This song definitely is a stark contrast from Irreversible, yet at the same time it kind of retains a similar vibe in my opinion. Whereas like the vocals in Irreversible are super like gentle, and this like they're super like right from the get-go they're really powerful and like forceful, whereas like which also contrasts with the like the chorus where it like it's toned down more in the chorus, and during the verses is where it's like the most powerful. So I actually thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I thought this was a really cool song. Obviously it's got a little bit of tropical house hints in there, with the like marimba type instrumentals. So I thought it was really cool, and this is what I was talking about, like getting on in the rest of the album. There's so many interesting things going on that I didn't expect, that like really made it stand out for me.
This might have dethroned Kiss My Lips as the best BoA song I've heard in my entire life, honestly. Honestly, saying that like with 100% like authenticity. Like, you don't know, we're going to find out at the end of when I get my end of the year Spotify, like, plays sort of thing, how much I ended up playing this song over and over again. Because, I went through multiple work days just listening to Encounter over and over and over and over again. And no wonder, because of the production talent that they have on this. You have Shaylin Carroll, who did Coco Bop. Okay. You have MZMC, who did Starlight by Taeyeon and We Young by Chanyeol and Sehun, and Written in the Stars by Wendy and John Legend. And, like, they put out, like, all the SM All-Stars onto this track, and it shows easily. And oh man, just like, this is one of the best drops I've heard like in my entire life. Just like, again, I've just gone on and on about how I'm a huge like big fan of just like vocal chopping and that sort of like style that they sort of bring to this. And yeah, basically anything like, I don't know, it's that style of like tropical music that I've sort of grown accustomed to between this and like Rumor and like Kiss and Make Up by Dua Lipa and Blackpink. That sort of style I feel works so well with female vocalists, and I need more of it. Just like get rid of that other tropical like nonsense and just do this style of music again until I get and eventually get sick of that.
Yeah, I thought definitely the drop like in the chorus is definitely really interesting. Despite it having kind of a tropical house influence. Like I was saying, like you can do it really well. You just have to stand out, I guess.
Yeah.
From the back.
And this easily stands out.
So moving on, we can go to the next track, which is called Little More. So with this track, I really enjoyed the instrumentation on this. Like with the, how would I describe it, I guess? Either way, whatever. The instrumentation I really liked a lot. I find it hard to like describe a lot of things, so that's why I do a lot of those pauses. But yeah, also the really, really like high reaching notes for the chorus. I really like that. Almost like borderline falsettoing. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I thought this song was really one of the more catchy songs of the album as well.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorites. I thought like it starts out with an amazing piano intro, and then it just turns into this like really, really good like big band funk style song. And I thought it fit her really well. And it wasn't really something we've heard from her either. But it's got that like Earth, Wind and Fire like style going on in the vocals.
70s funk, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely agree with that.
self-written, self-composed, and self-produced. Well, like somehow.
Oh, I didn't realize this one was too. I only knew about Irreversible.
With some help from, I think, like.
Well, I know for the lyrics she wrote every song
boys.
except for one of them.
Yeah.
Which Kenzie wrote.
Yeah, and I mean you're not gonna say no to Kenzie, honestly.
Kenzie is like the Teddy of SM, like you've said so many times.
I'm surprised she had the time to cut out of her busy schedule to give a song to BoA. But yeah, I get it. Just like I love the funk guitar. I fell in love the second I heard this piano intro. So just pretty much like sort of same reasons you guys said. And again, yeah, just this is probably of the self-produced tracks. I feel like this might be the best of the ones that she had most of her input in on production wise. So yeah, I hope it's a continuing trend for her.
All right, so next we'll go into the song which is called You and I. And honestly, this one's probably my favorite track on the album. I really, really enjoyed this. Despite thinking, I do think that Woman was the right choice as a title track, but I think this one easily could have been. The instrumentation on the, I guess like the synth and stuff, they work really well. Her vocals are really, really nice and clean. Overall, it just feels the most like nice and I don't know. I feel like I could see really good choreography to this, having a cool music video. Like honestly, like one of my favorite music videos ever was Camouflage from this past year.
Yeah,
and
you
like
could,
it was
you could definitely do something
super
like that
super good.
Yeah,
this. Like something super nice and aesthetic with like cool like CG and stuff. Like I don't know. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah, you forgot to mention it's a cover of the A-League song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the and IU and
the IU song.
And
well, but this is spelt like
you
A-League's.
and I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
As if that makes any
way.
difference to the audio listeners. It's the letter U, it's the ampersand, and then the I, as opposed to Y-O-U-A-N-D-I.
Yeah.
But no, that's the most common K-pop song name.
Seriously?
No, we looked it up and it was
God.
like it was something. I think it was just love or something with love in it.
Oh yeah,
I remember I looked up. There was like 14 songs with the same name. But
I forgot about that.
But no, yeah, I thought this song's really, really good. It's up there for one of my favorites. It's got that like 80s style, like EDM or like electronic beat going on that Andrew loves and I also love. And like what you said, Jacob, I thought the instrumentals are really good and her voice is really good and it fits, like they mix so well.
Yeah.
In this type of song.
Yep, it's more of the moody electropop style that I loved on Irreversible, whereas You and I has a lot more of a driving synth, and it's a really in the pre-chorus, there's like a tiny like trap breakdown, but it doesn't sound out of place. Neither do like the electric guitars. So again, there's elements of modernization that she helps bring to this, despite the sort of like retroness of the song. And obviously, again, like the vocals are outstanding. So it's another song I enjoyed, obviously.
So I just checked, and I have 8 songs in my library called You and I.
You and I.
Crazy.
Oh no!
What the hell? All right.
If you're a K-pop songwriter, please stop using you ampersand and I. It's gonna be you're making our job like so much harder just trying to find it.
Well, it's just 8 songs with any permutation of just being pronounced You and I.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
Jesus. Anyways, the next song is If. This one's definitely like more on the side of being a ballad. However, it's more of like a what do you call it? Like I guess like coffee shop sort of thing, where you do like I don't know, like I visualize her like sitting on a stool with an acoustic guitar, kind of just singing this in a random coffee shop in like New York or something like that. That being said, I really like the vibe of it. Her raw vocals get a chance to shine a lot in this song, and I think that's where its biggest strength is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is like a really good showcase of her vocals. Obviously, she's an insanely good singer as well as dancer. But I thought that it's cool that literally, other than like a tiny bit of percussion in it, guitar is the only instrumentals in this entire song. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, this is basically BoA doing like a John Mayer impression, like just straight up a blues style song, blues riffs like up the wazoo and everything. Where, yeah, basically, and only somebody like BoA or only somebody with the vocal capability of BoA could pull something like this off. Where other than just like shakers and the guitar, it's just her voice is the one that's hard carrying the entire song. And it's another self-produced song along with like the Stain Boys who did a lot of the production of almost all of the songs that BoA produced, they helped out with that. So yeah, just awesome production and awesome work from her on that front.
All right, so next song is called No Limit, and this song, like the drop is really great. Again, it's a more like tropical house inspired one, but again, I think it really, really does a good job of standing out. And also another thing that I really love is like it does a really, really drastic, I guess like steep fill up. As far as like filling up the soundstage thing that I've been saying this episode is like it does it really, really fast and really, really full in the pre-chorus, and like it gets you really hyped up as it builds up to the drop. So I really like that in this song.
Yeah. I love the instrumentals for this with the brass section. It's just like I don't even know. It's not what I expected at all. So I thought it was a really cool use of it.
Yeah.
Only BoA can make me like a tropical house song. Next. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
That's all I have to say on it. Only freaking BoA, man.
Next we have Good Love. This song immediately is like the instrumentals. I was kind of like taken back by a little bit. It was like the
springy sound. That's how I described it. It's a weird springy sound.
I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely some type of like keys put through an effects pedal, so that it's maybe like a wah pedal sort of thing, to give more of that funk or R&B sound.
Yeah. That being said, I think it lends really well to giving like a jello-y feeling of the song. Like it's kind of like kind of bounces, and her vocals definitely really lend to that sort of I guess texture is what I'll call it of the song. So yeah, I really, really like the I guess imagery that gives me.
Yeah, I thought there were a lot of really cool sounds going on in this song in the background. Like we said, the springy sound, there's slap bass and piano, which are fantastic. I just thought it was a really good upbeat song.
Again, have to highlight the production that they had on this. Kenzie did the lyrics. A producer named Jamil, nicknamed Digi Chamas, was the producer, and his repertoire includes Starlight by Taeyeon. He does some stuff for NCT, Taemin,
Awesome.
EXO, and Little Dicky. Just out of nowhere.
Little Dicky, really?
Yeah. I looked at his Genius discography or whatever. And it's just like Little Dicky, Little Dicky, Little Dicky. I'm just like, what?
Dude, can we get a BoA Lil Dicky?
Hell yeah! I want a BoA and Lil Dicky collaboration. You kidding me? How amazing would that be?
Lil Dicky would be hilarious.
That's awesome.
Dude,
so
I would love that.
Digi, make that work. Like that'd be awesome. So again, much like the If, where it's just like this really like jazzy blues vibe. Again, it's just perfect fit for her style of voice. And again, the production on this is definitely worth noting.
Yeah. So next we have the song "I Want You Back," which is a cover of the Twice cover of the Jackson 5 song.
It's coverception.
Anyways, this song, like the instrumentals especially stand out to me on this one. Like the synths, like the like it was super good. Also the like guitar that sort of goes on in the background throughout the song was really great, along with the sort of like walking percussion. I thought that really, really did well. And again, as on like all the songs, her vocals were fantastic.
Yeah, literally my only notes are funk guitar, cool synth line, and BoA's voice. What's not to love?
Yeah.
Because if you hear the notes, it's like do 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 do, like that. Like she's hitting the upper bounds of her register basically. So, the immediate thought that I had in K-pop, or at least first in K-pop, when it came to like the style of song that I found this familiar to, it kind of reminded me of Baram by Taeyeon off of her most recent album. But compared to like Western or American music, it definitely reminds me of like Maroon 5 and DNCE or Dance. The most famous, well, they have one of the Jonas Brothers in it, and they did a really popular song called Cake by the Ocean. Just again, this very like dance pop style song for it, which again I wouldn't expect from BoA. And it's cool to see like the sort of parallels we have between like Taeyeon and BoA in terms of their solo music. Because again, I feel like it's just like Taeyeon's essentially just like the next generation of BoA to some degree, and it's cool to see how they have very similar influences in terms of like what they draw from Western music and want to apply to the Korean market. So again, like I mentioned that like the high notes that she's hitting in this are excellent. So I mean, at this point, do we really have to like divulge what our score is on, like, honestly, like do we have to like in detail, because it should be pretty obvious at this point, honestly.
10
negative 7.5
plus 17.5
plus 17.5.
Is it like too much water?
No, that's the Monsta X album.
Too much water.
Yeah, too much water.
Okay, so yeah, like when it comes to ratings, 10. we're all 10. Agreement,
yep,
right?
10.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's we have to give it a name. Maybe it's like an immaculate score, or I don't know, just like a nat. Oh, bless you, Nate.
Throbbingly Daebak.
No.
Throbbingly Daebak.
You're not adding that.
Make that seal of approval.
No.
It's gonna have a Gaussian blur over it.
No, we're not Japanese style censoring our goddamn logo. No, I think my idea is it's either, because like the term immaculate inning in baseball is when you strike out the side on 9 pitches, or in D&D there's something called a natural 20 or a nat 20 is when you roll you roll a perfect 20 or whatever. Maybe we could call it a nat 30 or an immaculate. It's an immaculate album, actually. It sounds pretty cool.
Throbbingly Daebak.
No, immaculate album. We're going with immaculate album.
That's what you're going with.
Yes.
But I make the thumbnails.
No, you're not censoring the goddamn thumbnails.
No, I'm not gonna censor. I'm gonna do the one where it's like it's the Gaussian blur where it's all like
throbbing.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Anyways,
it's a
topic
truly
4.
Daebak album.
Oh, I mean, or just before we go to that, obviously, like pretty much, BoA has never disappointed us ever in her entire career at this point. But
no, not even once for me. Like, for real.
Yeah, she never will, probably, and I mean, just the output that she's had this year, between this, her Japanese album, and the other mini album that she released this year. Yeah, she's definitely like knocking on that Artist of the Year category. Especially.
I need to get a BoA poster for my room. I just got a Sunmi one, but I just realized I don't have a BoA one. All right, I'm gonna get on fix that.
Wait, perfect 10. It's a perfect. Maybe that's what we should call it. It's perfect 10.
Oh, whose song is that?
Perfect 10 is a
Red Velvet.
It's a Red Velvet song. I mean, that'd be perfect because Red Velvet. Yeah, so it's a perfect 10. Yeah, it's a perfect 10.
Throbbingly 10.
No, stop.
10.
No, leave 10 alone.
10. No. I actually like how this song worked out, because it starts out like it's gonna be Blackpink style, like girl crush, like super hardcore edgy song. And then it transitions more into a standard girl group pop song, and I actually liked that because I felt like if they